Hello and welcome to your reading. As you can see, there are no zodiac signs and no pick a card. This message will find you if it is meant for you. So let's see what message found you today. Ace of Lightning, Justice. I hope that you enjoy the close-up today. So, from what I can see here is you are currently going through a massive breakthrough. You're not approaching a breakthrough. A breakthrough is not going to come. You are currently in the midst of a breakthrough. You are going through it currently. This is the breakthrough. And if you think about a breakthrough, what is a breakthrough? Like, let's use it in literal terms. Let's break the word down. Break through. In order to go through, it has to break. That is currently what is happening to you energetically. The walls that you have put up, it is breaking so you can go through. The blockages that you have faced is breaking so that you can go through. Whatever has held you back, the patterns, the injustices that you have faced is breaking so that you can go through. That is currently what is happening. You are currently going through what was once a blockage. In your case, I feel like you face some blockages, multiple blockages. And if we look at blockages, sometimes we are a blockage. Sometimes we are trying to protect ourselves. There's a shadow within us that wants to protect us, not cause harm, not to anybody on the outside or harm to us. But it's a quiet protecting of don't go down that path again because that path hurt you before. But going down that path is not the reason why you were hurt. For example, someone that has been on the journey of success, someone that has been on the journey of breaking generational cycles, someone that has been on the journey of wealth, of achieving their dreams, of obtaining their goals, someone that has been on that journey and they were hurt on that journey. The journey is not what hurt them, but the shadow is like, hey, you were hurt there before. So the only way to break through that is to break it in order to go through it, to convince it, to make your light so incredibly strong that your own shadow bows before you. Your own protective shadow. That your own protective shadow believes in your strength and in your courage to continue forward. And once that shadow steps back and it believes in your light, your light is so big that it has no choice but to step back. Because you are now more powerful than it. You can now protect yourself more than it can. So whatever road you choose to go on, whether it's the road of success, whether it's the road of your spirituality, whether it's the road of breaking generational cycles, whether it is the road of achieving your dreams and obtaining your goals, that shadow can't say anything because you are more powerful. The smart thing to do would be to let you walk. Because you know what you're doing. You have the power to protect yourself. But looking at these cards, you didn't always have that power. At a point in your life, you needed the shadow to protect you. And even though it hurt, and even though all parts of you wanted to keep walking your path, you were worn out. You were emotionally exhausted. You were spiritually depleted. Your nervous system was a wreck. You couldn't potentially go forward without the risk of a complete psychological breakdown, or the risk of like health concerns. You had to protect your body. The body had to be protected in order not to have a breakdown, which a breakdown is different than a breakthrough. A breakdown is a forced timeout with no active plans of getting back up and walking. That is the breakdown. And sometimes a breakdown is also needed, because sometimes, especially for extremely strong people, that is the only way they rest. It is the only way they stop going. And they listen to whatever part of them is breaking down, whether it is mentally, whether it is emotionally, whether it is spiritually. Sometimes that is the only way. But it is not the same as a breakthrough. A breakthrough feels like you're breaking down, but Eve has every single plan of going through, has every single plan, every plot, has everything planned out on how it's going to jolt forward. And that's currently what is happening to you. You have faced injustices. Right now, you are on the path that corrects the injustices that you faced. Right now, you are on the path that is righting the wrongs that you have faced in your life. You once were a tiny flame, just trying to stay lit. That's it. You were just trying to stay lit. You just did not want your flame to be blown out. Right now, you are a mighty torch. You are a beaming light. You are not that little flame that once just wanted to remain lit. You have the courage of an animal under attack. And if you think about that, think about the primal instincts of an animal, whatever animal it is. A mouse will try to fight a lion if its life is under attack. This primal courage within you is going to propel you forward in your journey, because your path is opening. That's the whole point. The journey is being opened. The potential of going forward is now available to you. It also doesn't happen all at once. So a breakthrough, sometimes we as humans ask for a breakthrough, and we get it in layers. We don't get it all at once. And then we ask the universe, we ask God, and we're like, but we ask for the breakthrough. Where's the breakthrough? And it is given to us, but in layers. Can you imagine this? A full breakdown, and then you got to get up and run, and then you got to run through, because this is what a breakthrough is. Think about it like this, okay? There's a gate. There's a gate that you face in your path. A gate that's, okay? The breakdown is breaking the rubble that is in front of the gate so that the gate goes open. Okay? That force keeps it open. You gotta run through there. You gotta have the courage to run through there, because that gate is closing again. It is points on the journey that allow you to go deeper. Now think about it like this. If your breakthrough were to come all at once, it would not exactly be a breakthrough. It would be a breakdown. And you'd be out for the count. And the gate would be open, but you would be laying there. So it doesn't come all at once. If we got to process all of our emotional traumas from our whole entire life up until this point, we would have a nervous breakdown. If we were to process everything that has happened to us in our life mentally all at once, we would go insane. So these systems are put in place to protect us, to protect the body, to protect the mind, to protect the nervous system. So it comes in layers. It's not all at once. You get a layer and you go through it. 11:11. And then there's another layer and you go through it and you keep wondering, when the heck is it now the breakthrough? But you've been in it all along. You've been in it all along. And if you have 20 years or like 10 years of traumas, and you're able to get through it in 1 year, that is very freaking fast. And your year hasn't just started. It started months ago. Months ago. For some of you, you have been going through a breakthrough for years. It's just another layer and another layer and another layer. Because you're digging your way to the gate. You're digging your way there. You are going through it. You're going through the rubble, but you're just not doing it all at once. And it would be ridiculous to do it all at once. Regardless, your path is opening. It is opening. And you're at the other side of that gate. And now you have the power to create whatever you have been wanting to create. But through there's also a new truth that has been revealed to you. A truth about the world, a truth about yourself, a truth about this journey that you've been on. You're not walking this path with the same mentality, the same understanding, the same comprehension as you once did in the past. Because more has been revealed to you. You now know more. You have more knowledge. You know you're powerful, but you know more. You know more about how it works, how the cycles of life work, because you experienced it. So now, you know you're powerful. You are the magician. You are walking down this path. You're walking down that path again. You know you're powerful. You have the tools to create. But you know more. There's more information that you have now. So now you're approaching this a little bit differently. You're like, okay, you know you can create everything that you want, but now you need to learn a new way, because you are a master at the form of creating, but a novice from the mentality that you are walking with right now. You've never been this smart about your journey. You've never had this much information about your journey. You've never known this much about the world and about your journey, about your patterns, about how you work, about how the world works. You have seen some things. You now know more. So you are entering it with a brand new mentality. This mentality has not yet manifested those gigantic things This mentality is new to it. So what is this mentality going to create beyond that gate? Because that gate is almost like a protection. It's like you're in the cocoon. You're in the cocoon. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to take control. But once you've passed that gate, you're in control. It's your domain. You are now the co-creator. Your thoughts are rapidly manifesting. Your feelings are manifesting. What you feel, you attract more of. What you think, you attract more of. The most dominant thought you're starting to see in your reality, that is control now. You have control now. And you're past that gate. And you know more. But again, the mentality is a new mentality. So I feel like you're going on this journey of like expanding your intellect, of learning new things, of seeing what this mind can do, because this is a brand new mind. This mind knows more. This brain has processed more. Beyond these gates is the first time that this mind has passed through it. More knowledge, more expansion, but with so much capacity to learn more. You have so much capacity. You can soak in so much information. Okay, so I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Check you next time. Bye.